Ever catch yourself pouring your heart out, only to see her staring back like you're a washed-up comedian flopping at an open mic? Every excuse you muster up sounding like the over-the-top score of a cheap daytime soap, melodramatic, tired, and totally skippable. And then, when you finally snap after choking down her cold shoulder tea with a side of disdain cookies, she drops the same old line. "Oh, you're so unhinged. Maybe you should talk to someone." Yeah, right. In her world, anything short of a meek "yes, babe" is a one-way ticket to Meltdown City. Let's get real for a sec, alright? This video isn't for the suckers still chasing that Boyfriend of the Year trophy, armed with sappy good morning essays and imaginary roses at bedtime. Nah, this is for the dudes who've clocked the game that, in today's messed up romance scene, real love gets you a cameo in her emotional freak show. And the kicker? No lines, no paycheck, and you're still the fall guy when the crowd stops showing up. While you're out here busting your skull, delivering heartfelt TED Talks about your soul, she's already tossed back her wine, giggling with her crew. Oh my God, he's so clueless, such a spineless mess. Little does she know, playing doormat just means you're the rag wiping the mud off her bloated ego. But hold up. Take a deep breath. 'Cause today, you're about to unlock something no shiny self-help bestseller can touch. Ice-cold precision. Silent moves that hit like a sniper. Replies so polite they could pass for small talk, but cut her pride down like a surgeon slicing through a vanity op. This ain't about yelling or turning into some raging beast. It's about dismantling her little mind games with a sly smirk and an okay that packs more punch than 1,000 screaming matches. Want respect? Shut it down when she's banking on a blowout. Want worth? Quit playing shrink to her wishy-washy nonsense. If she can't figure out what she wants, tough luck her loss. You're not some overpriced menu she gets to pick and choose from. You're the damn chef slamming the kitchen door when she thinks she runs the joint. What's coming up next isn't for the weak-kneed. It's raw ammo for guys fed up with eating dirt in style. These are lines that land you in that sweet spot. The man who doesn't need to justify his existence or grovel for daring to like himself. But before we dive in, here's a heads up. If you skip this, it just proves you're still missing the point. This video's here 'cause some bold soul before you saw its worth. So, do the bare minimum. Smash that like, hit subscribe, and drop a half-hearted thanks in the comments. It's not for me, it's for the algorithm, which, unlike you, knows exactly what it's after. Enough warm-up chatter. Let's cut to the chase. The doormat days are done. Time to step up as the mystery she can't crack. That starts right now. Phrase 1. I hear you, but I'm not rewriting myself for it. This gem should be tattooed across the forehead of every guy sick of morphing into an emotional shapeshifter. It's short, it's sharp, and it hits harder than a decade of botched therapy sessions. Why is it such a game changer? 'Cause it does what most guys don't have the guts to pull off. It stops you from turning into a lump of Play-Doh just to keep a chick happy who can't even decide what's for lunch. You ever notice how you start out one way? Say, a Metallica-loving lone wolf, and 3 dates in, you're twirling to some country pop heartbreak tune, Soul in Tatters? Quiet guy turned wannabe stand-up, fishing for a gold star in her feelings notebook? And for what? So she can yawn in your face and think, oh, just another sap dying to please me. Here's the tea. She stops respecting you. Nobody looks up to a guy who bends over backwards for a thumbs up. You're not some app in beta, pal. You don't need her notes to patch your personality every week. This line, I hear you, but I'm not rewriting myself for it, is your personal great wall of self-respect. It's saying, I caught your vibe, but this ain't a makeover show. It proves you're a man, not some DIY project on legs. And when she hears it, oh, she'll lose it. Call you stubborn, cold, cocky. Damn straight, 'cause she's used to kneading the room like dough. Squish here, flatten there, toss it when it's stale. But you? You're solid stone now, my friend. And stones don't bend, they command respect. Here's the slick part. Say it cool and calm, no yelling, no PowerPoint slides, and she'll short circuit. You've shredded her script. You didn't vanish or blow a fuse. You just stood there, steady, quiet, untouchable. And that's her kryptonite. An ego hooked on puppet strings can't handle chill strength. Say it till it's burned into your core. I hear you, but I'm not rewriting myself for it. Simple? Hell yeah. Sneaky? You bet. That's why it lands like a gut punch to her pride. Real courage, man, isn't hollering. It's staying whole when everyone else crumbles to please. Phrase 2. Hey, you're free to think that. Next up, a masterpiece of ice-cold finesse, slept on by rookies, dreaded by emotional puppet masters. Hey, you're free to think that. Pure gold, right? Sounds like some Zen mindfulness quote, soft, classy, almost a peace flag. But don't be fooled. This baby's an emotional nuke that goes off without a sound. Drop it, and you're basically telling her, go ahead and lose your mind. Just don't expect me to twirl to your breakdown playlist. It's like shrugging her off with a velvet glove. She hits you with, you've changed. You're acting weird. I guess you don't love me anymore. And you fire back with the calm of a guy who's not wasting 1 ounce of peace fixing her custom-built guilt trip. What did she want? A full-on soap opera tears, a novel-length text, heart emojis, promises to be better, the whole circus. And you? You hand her silence and grown-up vibes. In her head, that's the ultimate nightmare. A dude who doesn't freak out. This line's poison to control freaks. You're not begging for her buy-in, not spilling your guts, not clawing for her okay. You're just like, believe what you want. I'm not RSVPing to your chaos party. Her comeback? Could be a meltdown or some snarky side-eye. She'll say you're distant, heartless, a damn robot. Translation: you yanked her power cord, your thirst for her approval. Now you're what? A riddle, a cool breeze, a dare. And that, bro, is the line between the feelings clown and the puzzle she can't solve. Next time she rolls up with another sincere trap, take a breath, keep your face stone cold, and lock eyes. Hit her with, hey, you're free to think that. No venom, no heat. Just the kind of grown man energy that screams louder than any needy rant. She wanted fireworks. You gave her frost. And in that chill, she hears all the stuff you didn't say and feels every bit she can't grip anymore. Phrase 3. No stress. I'm chewing it over too. Here comes the third banger, a serenity bomb that fries overblown egos. It's emotional smarts with a dash of sly sting. Jot this down. No stress. I'm chewing it over too. Sounds smooth, huh? Like you just stepped out of a yoga sesh with the universe's chillest gurus. But don't sleep on it. This is a stealth grenade. It flips her emotional con right back at her with a polished edge. You know that calculated quiet she pulls, betting you'll flip out, spam her phone, or send a bouquet, or hell, maybe a ballad? Yeah, well, you counter with a vibe so cool it'd freeze her spine. This line's got everything she's not ready for. Doubt, control, and zero panic. You're not chasing her down. You're not whimpering, what did I do wrong? Like some kicked puppy. You're just reflecting too. Meaning you've sniffed out her game, refused to play, and handed her the chessboard with a wink. It's all subtext, man. No blame, no groveling, no soapbox. Just a chilling little hint floating out there. What if he's about to bounce? Her brain glitches. You've dangled the unknown, and shaky egos hate a cliffhanger. She'll start overthinking, eyeballing you, second-guessing her grip. Cue the desperate, hey stranger, text to reel you back in. Too late, babe. When you say, I'm chewing it over, she hears, I'm picturing a life where you're not the star. For someone who thrives on mirroring her worth in your eyes, that's damn near the end of days. This is top-shelf mind poker. She's got no clue if you're still mulling or already halfway out. And in that info blackout, the tables turn. She goes from pulling strings to scrambling for your next move, 'cause you're off script now. Stash this like a sniper rifle. No stress, I'm chewing it over too. No snark, no shade, no theatrics. Just pure scalpel-sharp maturity. A guy who masters the silent ponder. He's the one who can ghost without a bang and never circle back. That kind of exit echoes louder than any breakup novel. Phrase 4. If you're lost on what you want, I'm crystal clear on what I won't take. Sometimes the ice has to sharpen up. That perfect moment when she starts her, I'm so sorry, I just don't know how I feel. Dance, one day it's cute little hearts. The next, she's vanished like the silence abducted her. Welcome to the I don't know, I'm mixed up, I need space fest. Sure, space to scope out a shinier toy while you're stuck on standby, the emotional bench warmer. Cue the line that every self-respecting dude should have learned in sandbox days. If you're lost on what you want, I'm crystal clear on what I won't take. Oh man, that's tasty. It doesn't yell, doesn't flail, doesn't send a shaky 5-minute voice note. It just carves a line in the sand with brutal grace. Wanna play maybe? Fly solo. Game's over here, sweetheart. What did she expect? You grinning like a dope while she slots you as her deluxe backup plan? Endless patience till she magically knows her heart. Cute fantasy. Truth is, plenty of women, whether they cop to it or not, wield that flip-flopping like a blade. It's an invisible leash, testing how low you'll crawl. And the more you swallow her, I'm unsure crap, the harder she stomps. Each I don't know is code for, you haven't made me sweat losing you yet. And there you are, thanking her for scraps like it's a 5-course meal. But flip it with, if you're lost on what you want, I'm crystal clear on what I won't take. Boom, game's flipped. You've snatched her emotional crown. Now you call the shots, and that shifts everything. Women clock boundaries. She feels the reins slip, and spoiler, she can't stand it. This line's your self-worth stamp. It screams without a billboard. I'm not your pit stop till something flashier rolls in. Not cockiness, straight up adulthood. The second you stop begging for a slot in her messy love schedule. Yeah, she might bolt after this. But real talk? Anyone who bails when you draw a line never planned to stick around. They wanted leverage, and they just lost it. Burn this into your brain like a battle cry. If you're lost on what you want, I'm crystal clear on what I won't take. Drop it firm. Drop it cool. Drop it like a guy ready to lock the door and not glance back. A man who knows his no-go zone. He's untouchable to anyone perched on the fence, waiting for a sucker to beg. Promo break. Listen up, my man. Sick of being her top-tier doormat? Eating her ghosting jabs and brush-offs like they're gold stars? Time to stand tall, dust off your pride, and quit being her punching bag with a pulse. There's a digital book waiting in the description, no fluffy self-help fluff with cheesy taglines. This is the roadmap to morph you into a guy who owns his value, who ditches begging for notice and demands respect, or better, learns to not give a rat's ass if she won't step up. The world doesn't coddle emotional doormats. You either grow a spine or stay her flavor of the month mascot. Your call. Keep playing court jester or crown yourself king of your own damn story. Phrase 5. This back and forth isn't shifting my stance. Now we're at the clutch stage of her head games, the grind you down tactic. That classic move when she sees the easy cons aren't sticking, so she leans into the old school exhaustion play. What a glorious mess. She clocks that her tricks don't rattle you anymore, that you're not leaping like a trained pup at her dramatic pauses. So she switches gears. Say hello to the emotional hamster wheel. This is where she unloads the big guns, endless debates, the let's rehash that thing we've beaten to death 20 times, but with extra flair. Talks that fix zilch, just scripted emotional waterboarding. Yap, sob, guilt trip, hint, loop. All to wear you thin. 'Cause a drained you caves, and a caving you bends again. But not this time, you're no ragdoll anymore. Step up with the cool of a guy who's read her playbook. This back and forth isn't shifting my stance. Bam. Bomb dropped. Not the loud kind, those sneaky ones that gut her control from the inside. It's everything she didn't want to hear. You've made up your mind. You've weighed it. And biggest blow, you're done trading peace for her circus. When she drags you into a fight where her only goal is to break you, make you second guess, tire you out till you fold, you're hawking your most priceless asset cheap, your word. Every fine let's talk again teaches her your no comes with fine print and a tear-streaked rewrite option. No more. Hit her with, this back and forth isn't shifting my stance. And you've built a fortress between your sanity and her madness. You're not swinging, not shaming, not playing dirty. You're just laying it out. No battles breaking out here. That's torture for drama junkies who feed on tug-of-war and mind messes. You've turned into something she can't twist, a guy who thinks, chooses, and sticks. This line snuffs out emotional blackmail, 'cause it doesn't yell, doesn't overact. Just shows you're not scrapping for what should flow easy. You're not shelling out mental health to keep her around. And then what, bro? She implodes. You didn't buckle to her storm. You handed her the exit sign. She was rigging the fight. You just walked out of the arena. Lock this in. A guy who knows his mind doesn't need to win the argument. He wraps it up and splits if he has to. When you go solid. Go quiet. A choice rooted in calm stings more than 1,000 loud pleas for props. Phrase 6. If we vibe, cool. If not, we roll our own ways. If after all this she still figures you'll hang around loyal as a lovesick guard dog, lapping up crumbs like they're gourmet, it's time to whip out the ace from the deck of woke men. Scribble down this freedom anthem. If we vibe, cool. If not, we roll our own ways. This, my dude, is an emotional prenup shredded right in front of her smug face. It's the crisp snap of, you're not the only game in town served with swagger. It torches the myth of needy love she's chained you with. Fake sweetness, rationed attention, that you're amazing but not right now act. It's breezy with a razor edge. No attacks, no cussing, no tantrums. Just proof that loving her doesn't mean you're shackled. You dig her, sure, but you're not about to lose your soul to coddle someone who can't commit. Where tons of guys screw up, thinking liking her green lights eating disrespect under a rough patch excuse. That you've gotta push, scrap, tough it out, when really they're just stubborn clowns on a battlefield where she's not even armed, just bored. But when you drop, smooth as a guy who's checked his reflection and liked it. If we vibe, cool. If not, we roll our own ways. You pull the unthinkable, yank the wheel from her grip. You're not there 'cause you're desperate. You chose it. And you can unchoose it anytime. No meltdown, no scene, no 3-page sob story. And then, man, the tide turns. For a control addict, nothing's scarier than a free spirit. A guy who doesn't grovel, doesn't cling, doesn't slash his price in the love bargain bin. You're not her predictable lapdog anymore. No more jester begging for claps from a critic who only shows to nitpick. The instant she sees you could walk and don't need her to feel whole, something rare sparks. Respect. You've whispered a truth few dare. I dig myself enough not to settle for maybe. Treasure this one, with a sprinkle of screw what I've put up with. If we vibe, cool. If not, we roll our own ways. Unleash it when your patience taps out, when respect's dangling by a thread, when you're solo carrying a 2-player gig. Sometimes her respecting you kicks off when she sees you can jet and you, unlike her, know when to bolt. Phrase 7, think it through, 'cause once I'm set, I don't backtrack. To rap with flair, here she is. Think it through, 'cause once I'm set, I don't backtrack. This ain't a heads up, buddy. It's the final gavel drop. Not pride, not a pout. It's the straightest shot you can fire without barking or doodling an emotional Crayola. It smashes that cozy lie she's nursed so tenderly that you're a boomerang, always looping back. Maybe you dip out or go quiet, but that "Hey Miss You" text is inevitable. You're her sure thing. She's got your relapse routine memorized. Surprise, though, the star rewrote the ending. This line buries the fairy tale. It's not a bluff or a flex, just the raw, risky truth. Once I lock that door, it stays shut. For someone who toyed with your guaranteed presence, that's a gut wrench. It forces her to face what she's dodged, the legit chance of losing you. No more, "I'll mull it over," or "I'll chill and circle back." This is curtains, not spite, not fury. Your calm's worth more than her endless waffling. Takes balls, man. Balls of a guy who's wandered too deep in others' mind mazes, pushed too hard, bought promises that never cashed, paid steep for always being there. Now, you get it. Some returns ain't worth the toll. She'll poke to see if you mean it, test, prod, fish for a crack. But this time, you're off the board. The kicker? It only works smooth. Not hollered. Not flung like a soap opera ultimatum. Just stated like you've skimmed the fine print, nodded and signed off with a half smile. When she senses it's not a jab but a full stop, that's when it clicks. Game's done, and you're out of the match. Phrase 8. You don't have to get it. I don't have to stick around. When her script starts crumbling, control slipping like sand through her fingers, panic sets in. She goes all in. The last play. Pressure. Emotional arm twisting dressed up as adult talk. Cue the loaded zingers. You've got nothing to say? Are you with me or not? What, you dodging this chat? Sure, because if you don't step into her feelings cage match, you're the flake, the wimp, the runaway. Except this time, you hit back with a sleek, lethal dart. You don't have to get it. I don't have to stick around. Boom. Quiet. Brain reboot. This isn't a comeback, it's a jailbreak. It unravels her trap without a raised voice. No drama, no bite at her bait. Doesn't call her out, doesn't preach, doesn't grovel to sell it. You just drop the bombshell she never saw coming. I'm not locked in here with you. It nails what too many dudes forget. Love's a pick, not a sentence, and no pick should tank your peace. She's boxing you into folder feud. You unveil door 3. I'm out. No grudge, no fireworks, no sermon, just crystal clarity. That's when her manipulation house caves. You don't play to win, you trash the game. No moves left, no opponent, just her, solo, staring down her own shaky reflection. Most guys scramble to patch it, barter respect, plead for insight, reason with a tantrum thrower, and they ditch what's untouchable, their dignity. Not you. You just say, you don't have to get it. I don't have to stick around. It's a simple, chilling truth for the puppet master wannabe. I'm good on my own. And a self-sufficient man terrifies an ego that fed on your hunger. Next time she squeezes, trying to drag you back to her circus, breathe. Lock eyes, steady, no anger. Say it with the ease of a guy who knows his price. You don't have to get it. I don't have to stick around. Staying where you've got to keep proving your spot? That's not love, that's emotional chains posing as a bond. Phrase 9. All right, be good. There's a point where arguing's a waste. The game's stuck on repeat. Tests recycling the same tired script. Drama so stale it's lost its spark. Then, man, it's not about winning. It's about shutting it down. To close it, no epic text, no Oscar speech, just this. All right, be good. 3 words. No waterworks. No desperate punctuation. A clean slash from a guy done squandering his worth. Why is it a killer? It's the total opposite of her ego's craving. She wanted a showdown. Wanted you to grill her on the freeze-out, stage a weepy showdown, beg for the plot twist. She was primed to feast on your freak-out. Instead, you served surgical frost. All right, be good. No pity party. No grudge, no sass. Just the deadly calm of a guy who's watched this flick and hated the credits. It's the emotional autograph of a man who's got it and is over the game. For a control hog, that's unbearable. She's lost the gold mine, your heartstrings. No more soil to sow guilt in. That silence after? That's the real smack. She's braced for more. Wait, just hear my side. But nada. Just the thud of a door clicked shut with manners and a period sharp as a blade. Perfect shutdown for her passive-aggressive stunts, ghosting on purpose, icy replies, timed silences, all fishing for a rise. And you? All right, be good. Done. Lights out. She banked on tears, got stone. Craved chaos, got calm. That's the win. A guy who exits sans audience, sans sad tunes, sans why, never reprises as a bit player in her soap. Keep this as your final bullet. All right, be good. Wield it like armor, like a full stop, a line that needs no sequel. In the end, a man who bows out smooth is the one she can't shake. Phrase 10, life's straightforward. Complicators are usually hiding something. Sometimes you don't even need to spar, confront, or crank the volume. She hands you the whole scam, half-baked tales, mismatched bits, explanations dragging on for stuff that's basic as hell. That's when you, cool as a cat who sniffed it all out, drop the illusion buster. Life's straightforward. Complicators are usually hiding something. Curtains, show's over. It's like flicking on a floodlight in a cluttered dive. No fuss, no finger pointing, just a reveal. When it spirals into a knot of excuses, a telenovela of emotional plot holes, you get it. This ain't real talk, it's a mask for mind games. This line, innocent as it seems, packs a missile's punch. It jabs right at the conscience, forces her to squirm. Did he catch what I'm burying under this mess? Spoiler, yup, and he's not biting. 'Cause the one tangling up simplicity, bro, isn't hunting truth. They're caging you in questions, spinning you dizzy with shaky stories to see how long you'll chase the unchaseable. It's subtle conning, brain chess, feelings fog. But you've quit the emotional sleuth gig, done piecing her puzzle of BS. You call out the clutter and bounce. Life's straightforward. Complicators are usually hiding something. Bonus perk, it hushes her. Not much comeback after that. She knows you've seen, knows you're wise. Worst yet, knows you won't scrap. You'll split. That exit, no histrionics, no manifesto, no encore, is the real KO. Next time she spins a yarn, wraps nonsense in pretty words, or pulls that "it's trickier than it looks" card, don't dive in. One shot. Life's straightforward. Complicators are usually hiding something. Then walk. Clarity's not a plea. Peace doesn't haggle with chaos huggers. Phrase 11. I'd rather go quiet than talk in circles. A stoic guy learns usually with a stack of migraines under his belt. Not every chat's worth having. Not every we gotta talk is legit. Not every deep convo wants answers. Half the time it's just her yanking you into the ring to check if you'll still bleed. When the loop's worn thin, arguments rehashed, drama stuck on replay, here's the silent slugger. I'd rather go quiet than talk in circles. Done. Emotional taps off. It's the mental shield for a guy tired of slamming fists into feelings knives. Kills that rerun rave where it's all been said, hashed, chewed to dust. Yet she keeps at it not to fix, but to rattle you. Wants you spinning in her mess. Not anymore. You're out of the match. You're the wall now, walls don't chat. They mark the line. I'd rather go quiet than talk in circles. No shouting, no eyebrow twitch. Say it mellow like a man who's done being the emotional piñata masked as the nice guy. It doesn't just axe the debate, it axes her hopes. Sucks the air from her stage. Says no neon sign needed. I'm capped out. Not swapping peace for your soap opera. The brutal twist, you deliver it chill. No spite, no rush. Just drop it, then hush. She's used to you buzzing, reacting, trying, justifying. Now she's facing a guy who's checked out emotionally. It's torture, 'cause the game's gone. Just you, Zen. And silence, that's the slickest smackdown for chaos chasers. This ain't scorn, it's rule. Your headspace trumps fixing what she loves keeping snarled. Next time she drags up another merry-go-round talk, that same old drama with violins, don't hop on. Smile. Ease out. I'd rather go quiet than talk in circles. Wrap it up. A man who zips it amid the storm. He's the only one steering the ship. Phrase 12. I don't yell. I step out. When the vibe turns into an emotional war zone, every word you say twisted into ammo, even mourning sparking a jab. It's time to drop the hammer. I don't yell. I step out. Not just a line, it's a damn creed. The closed for business sign on her feelings circus where she pegged you as the head clown. It's your emotional emancipation proclamation. The switch from the guy who explains, debates, proves, to the one who flat out rejects the reactive role. Yelling's for losers who've lost the reins. Sticking around to bickers for suckers who think she's still tuned in. But rising, breathing, and walking, that's boss moves. I don't yell, I step out. Simple, frosty, fatal. Ends the reign of the frantic dude crying for a fair shake. Kicks off the selective man 01 who's learned his spark ain't trade bait for her nods. You're not there to sort it. You're there to live easy. Peace ditches the scene. You're right behind it. The savage part? No tantrum. No door slam. No, we're through. Bellow. Just as smooth. I don't yell, I step out. You leave. What lingers? Echoes. Emptiness. Questions. She braced for a blow-up, a plea, another grovel. Got the ultimate gut check for attention hounds. A dignified void. That finale? No take-backs. No room for let's fix this novels or guilt-laced can we chat? Please. Real endgame. Silent closers cut deepest showing you didn't unravel explaining. You walked still, you. Etch this as your soul's ink. I don't yell, I step out. Use it when respect bails. When it's a cold war with surround sound shouting. Drop it calm, poised. Then vanish. A guy who dips before he's sunk holds the only power that counts. No need to retrace steps. Wrap up. You don't gotta scream. Don't gotta beg. Don't gotta shout your worth 10 times hoping someone finally tips their hat. Just grip this. Self-mastery's sexier than any clingy love spiel. Mightier than any feelings dump you've slung at someone who just wanted a trial run, not the real deal. Every line you've caught here today ain't a flex, a taunt, or a power grab. It's who you are. The sketch of a man who quit bending and started standing. 'Cause what cracks a control junkie's ego ain't noise or payback, it's your hush. Your no-show reaction. The polite freeze of a guy who's decoded the hustle and ain't got the clock for it. The stoic's not icy despite. He's icy 'cause he knows in this wild emotional jungle, you guard your calm or get swallowed by their mess. A guy who's cracked that code doesn't bow anymore. Doesn't fish for love like it's a handout. Doesn't plead for a seat like it's a prize. So, clutch this playbook like it's precision-grade emotional gear. Swing back here when your ego's itching to trip you. When desperation nudges you toward a spot where you just took polite punches. And don't forget, respect doesn't kick in when you demand it. It starts when you stop biting at junk that doesn't rate your breath. Hit me in the comments. Which of these zingers have you been dying to drop? Which one's getting carved into your spirit so you never lose who's running your tail? Want round 2 more razor lines, head game hacks, and lessons as deadly as they are freeing? Smack that like, sub up and gear your mind. 'Cause here, we don't coach chasing. We forge the kind of man nobody dares poke. Catch you next time. Steady, silent, and tougher by the tick.